Before we begin, I just wanted to give a special shout out to the store that I bought today's figure from. I got it over Amazon, and it's apparently from Fig Pop Shop. I'm assuming figures pops like Funko Pops. They are based in, I don't know, but they're on Amazon if you want to look them up. You can scan there for their partners and all these sorts of things, so do with that what you will. The reason why I wanted to give them a shout out, this isn't a sponsored video, is simply because they included in the packaging a free comic. They chucked in an issue of Thunderbolts from the all new Marvel run. It's a 2014 issue. That is very, very cool. I'm loving that. Buy a comic book related thing, we'll chuck in a random comic. Yes, yes, yes. I've seen other stores do this occasionally from time to time over the years. When I ordered some stuff from the States, from Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash, for example, they threw in some comic books. This is such a great practice, and hell yeah, I'm going to dip into this, because if I enjoy this issue, I've got the Marvel Unlimited app, I'll go read the rest of the run. That is really, really, really cool. Thank you very much, Fig Pop Shop. So, today's figure that I bought from them is something of a marvel. Pun intended. This is Tigra. I'm going to say Tigra because I've never heard otherwise, and she's patterned like a tiger. But it is one of those Avengers where I've only ever read the name, I've never heard it out loud. I can't recall if she ever appeared in any animated series, even. She's most famously a West Coast Avenger. She was originally the Cat for a very brief period in the 70s, and then, eventually Patsy Walker takes her costume and becomes Hellcat. For those of you who are like, wait, Patsy Walker from the Jessica Jones show? Yes, go read some comics. There's some weird stuff in there, my guys. Anyway, Tigra then, experiments on her and whatnot, and she becomes part animal, part human, all Avenger. And this is in the Marvel retro sort of figure style that Marvel Legends have been doing from time to time with limited releases. There are a few out currently based on characters from the Avengers and the West Coast Avengers. There's a Hercules figure that I would love that's in the same packaging style. There is a White Vision, and there is a classic West Coast Avengers Scarlet Witch. But this is one of the first ones they've released in this sort of new batch, and it's getting so many great reviews, down to the new pegless body. For the arms and legs. Double elbow joint for a female figure, which is still kind of rare, but Hasbro are rolling it out more and more. And ultimately just being a very, very cool figure. I'm also a big fan of pulp stuff, so, the whole kind of Hellcat Jungle Woman thing. Very, very cool. Let's see what it says. Fast feline reflexes and a prehensile tail make Tigra a dazzling force to be reckoned with. Tigra! The Feline Fury. This looks really, really cool. And it's almost a crime to open it because what a great display. But let's take a look at Tigra. Weird yoga karate moment, sort of. I just wanted to show off the flexibility. Let's take a quick look at the articulation on Tigra. Ankle pivots forwards and backwards and sideways. However, super stiff. And as you can see here, very delicate pin. So please be careful. Be advised, if you want to position the foot, maybe turn it that way and then bend it a little bit and then turn it back. But good God, be careful, or have some glue handy. Double knee joint bend there. And as you can see, no pins. Look, Ma, no pins. Swivel at the top of the thigh, and the crotch and hips. Not as articulated as you kind of hope for an agile character, but, make it work. Leg can kick quite high. No waist articulation. The ribs are articulated to allow for a fairly decent sort of flex back, crouch, what have you. She has a in and out at the shoulder with a swivel of the upper arm. The new female double elbow joint sculpt, which is a little, oh God, careful, little tight. And always looks a little weird side on, but front on, from a slight angle, the way you can have them posed, really, looks pretty great. Wrist articulation is a simple swivel at the peg where you put the wrist in and can bend forward and backward on both sets of hands. We'll look at the other set of hands in a second. As for the head, it appears she is on one of those peg with two ball joint kind of dealios, which does not allow for much of a range of movement with Tigra. Now, costume. Okay, let me rephrase that. Body paint and sculpt. There we go. Considering, of course, her costume is a tiny two-piece. She has these painted stripes all up the sides of her legs, her arms, and her middle, and her neck as well. Brilliant. Not much break in the paint. Very rarely is there kind of a pop or a missing section. And even then, it just sort of looks like, tiger skin. Like, tiger fur does have little gaps in it from time to time. So the fact that it's not completely uniform is a nice touch. She has, if you look carefully, not so much on the legs. Well, there we go. Just above the knees. And here on her wrists, upper arm, shoulders, near the elbow, she has fur texture because she is furry. She wouldn't be smooth all over, so the fact they've included a little bit is great. Obviously, for lighting, it means that when you're lighting the figure from behind or the sides, you can really see the fur, which is a nice touch. The bottoms and top are sort of a dark, shining brown colour, which is nice because, like, on the page, it often just looks like she's wearing black, so giving it a bit of a different colour means that it, pops, and again, in the light, looks nice. Speaking of her bottom, her tail is a piece that pops right out. Reason for that is because it's just a nice, fairly springy, rubbery piece. It's not posable. It's painted lovely. There's a great amount of fur detail on there, which is cool. And if you pop it back in, it's got the articulation of going round and round, which may not sound like much, but it means that based on what pose you're doing, it can offer a lot of options and doesn't end up being a cumbersome addition. Just the fact that there is a hole in her bum for the tail to go in, the base of her spine, works perfectly. She stands quite tall for a Marvel legend. Height-wise, she's not a short cookie, which I guess would make sense if she was, a human tiger. Like, she would have a bit more of a build to her. The face is nice, but I feel like it's just a little... This looks like more of a group shot kind of portrait. Like she'd just sort of be hanging out in a group shot of West Coast Avengers. Paint's good. Like, the eyes look nice with the slitted pupils, the pointed down eyebrows. She's got a tiny bit of a smirk. Hair's good. The whole sort of swept back coif is a nice look. It's a pretty cool looking figure, but like you sort of look at it and you go, okay, it's a little neutral maybe. That's where the accessories come in. Tigra's spare pair of... All right, careful. Tigra's spare pair of hands are clawed hands with more fur texturing on them and extended nails. Speaking of which, her feet, she has bare feet with extended nails, a little fur texture on the top, and also pretty decently deep pegs, so you can get some nice poses with her if you're using bases or studded bases, so you can have her like clinging onto stuff. Because with the clawed hands, the posable tail, you might want to have her looking a bit more fierce. Look at that! Oh, that's so cool! So it's an alternate head sculpt, bit more bestial because she's got more tiger stripes on the alternate head sculpt, and her hair is bigger and more, 80s savage. Look at the teeth. Bit of a paint scuff mark on her chin, but not too bad. Oh, in fact, it came off, so there you go. Slitted pupils again. Painting on the teeth and the gums is quite nice. It's a great alternate head. And that's the thing. Because of the neutrality of this head, you could probably paint this and make it a, swappable head for other female figures. Maybe if you want to keep the red hair, go for like a Jean Grey or what have you. This is probably the one you're more likely to display her with. Speaking of which, can we just appreciate how cool this looks? You switch to the feral head, you have the tail raised up like she's swiping forwards with the whole body. Oh my god, the way the colours pop under the ring light as well. Look at how much she's glowing. Holy crap. Let's focus on the background, see with the colour shift. Okay. Oh my god, look at those oranges. She looks amazing. I can see why this one's been getting so much praise. Because just visually, like, wow. Like, what a cool Marvel Legend. And again, West Coast Avengers collectors, get your Scarlet Witch, get your Quicksilver, also Quicksilvers, like, get a Hawkeye, what have you. Add Tigra to the roster, because, wow. Focus, camera, focus. Focus on Tigra. She's over there. Ah, you bugger. It's me. She looks great. This is really, really cool. I can't wait to add it to the Avengers section of my comic shelf. What do you think of Tigra? Like me, have you got older and are worried about the ankle issue, or the neck was quite difficult to switch the heads out on? Once I did, though, it was worth it because look at how good she looks. Let me know in the comments below. Do you think Tigra's a pretty cool figure? Would you want to help me get a hold of the other West Coast Avenger style characters? If so, let me know and I'll add them to my Amazon wishlist, link below in the description. Or you can donate towards my PayPal, link in the description, and leave a note as to what toy you'd like to donate towards. Greatly appreciate any support for future toy reviews if you find these useful or helpful. If you don't want to do any of that, you're under no obligation to do so, of course. Obviously not. I'll still buy toys myself and review them from time to time. But you could help me another way by commenting below the video, liking, sharing if you think others would enjoy it. And I will catch you for another toy review soon. Roar! That's the worst impression ever.